You're okay. You're okay. Lay down. Lay down. What is happening, folks? We are out trying to find some active lake trout. Oh, there's one right there. With some new stuff that I have in store for you guys. I'm going to put you on a tripod here in a minute. I know nobody's on yet, but we just started it, and it's like, dinner time some places, not in others. You're okay. I have my doggo out with me. And I possibly have a fish right below me. I do have a fish right below me. So we're going to drop the old jig down and do the jig between the legs here so I can get my camera tripod set up. So I bought this camera tripod because it's seemed a little more rugged on Amazon, but adjusting it's kind of a pain in the butt. My other one just had the locking legs, so this has got these little twist lock guys, which is also a pain in the butt. And if we can't get them jigging, I'll switch over to trolling. They didn't seem to want to be jigged earlier today. Moosehead leg with that turning up there. I have not jigged on Moosehead, but it's on the bucket list of places to fish. I have a friend of mine who's jigged it and done pretty well. That's pretty funny, Chuck Norris joke. Chuck Norris jokes are always the best. I'm gonna get you guys on a tripod here so you're not staring up my face here. Tripod. Yeah, Moosehead is on the list of places to fish. We are right now at the golden hour, folks. The golden hour. What do you mind jigging for? I'm jigging for lake trout right now. That is the target species. I gotta put down my trolling motor, so I'll be right back. Hold on. And we actually might switch over to trolling because they've been finicky all day, and they were finicky last time I was here a month ago. And we're in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, because I know somebody's going to ask. Tripod's right in the way here. Hold on. You think I would get this stuff all set up, Guide, not guy. Yeah, I actually guided someone this morning actually on the same lake. Caught some fish, not as many as I would like, but is what it is. And we do have some live bait, but I gotta get out my trolling rod if that's what I want to do. Are you from Connecticut? I am not. I used to live in Connecticut actually, so I'm from New Hampshire, lived in Connecticut for school. Used to live in New Britain, and then I moved to Vermont, and then I'm back in New Hampshire now. for the time being. Just got my guide's license here, so I've been guiding in New Hampshire for the last 3-4 months. It's been fun so far, and doing the YouTube thing, obviously. I'm watching them chase past week or so. I can't seem to trigger the bite out of them while reeling up. So if you're not getting them on the chase, I find that there's just one other opportunity is to bring them to bottom. Thank you for the congrats. Bring them to bottom and try to get them to eat it off the bottom. And in this particular lake, and most lakes here in New Hampshire, where I know we have gobies, not gobies, slimy sculpin, which kind of like scoot across the bottom. They tend to like to eat bait off the bottom. Places like Champlain, they really don't like to eat it off bottom. I don't really know why. It's just different. It's an alewife-based lake. Same with Sebago. They'll hit stuff close to bottom, but they won't like it off bottom. I got a laker about 12 feet in front of me. I'm using live scope. But yeah, I would take a spoon and try to get a reaction bite out of them, like a little Castmaster, kind of like this, and kind of snap it off bottom, which is what I'm going to try to do now, or use a more natural color. I have some black swim baits tonight with me just to try that theory out. I just had a laker just come like right next to my line and ignore me, which is very weird. Heading out to, do you turkey hunt? I've turkey hunted before. I've not turkey hunted in at least a decade. When I first got my hunting license, I turkey hunted. See, that's a decent sized lake trout. Dropping down my I'll give that a 12 if I'm not trolling. Heading out tomorrow with my son. I'll give that a try. Yeah, just try to, if they're not on the chase, I try to take them to bottom. These fish have not been on the chase. They will chase a little bit and then they won't commit. We got a couple to commit this morning and missed a couple, caught a couple. This lake maybe seems better in the afternoon. So maybe try that. So I usually go out in the morning just because that's my availability usually with kiddos and school time and all that stuff. But never underestimate the power of just going at a different time of day. The sun is blaring right in my eyeballs here. All right, I got lakers around me here. So I am going to stay put and jig and talk to you guys. Folks, I stumbled on a jig where you're lucky to catch 3 keepers in a day. Finally a good channel, thank you. Yeah, the jig bite's on fire. It's addicting from that point on, right? So I've been on this lake where the jig bite was just absolutely crazy. You couldn't do anything wrong. You could get them on the chase, you could get them on the bottom. Football jig mid-column. Yeah, if that's the way that they want to eat, let them eat. Should really have my sling on that. Light is blaring. Oh, see, I have a lake trout suspended halfway up here. Oh, ooh. Why did you spook, man? All right, Alright, I'm going to suspend this off bottom. That lake I actually saw in 2D. What outboard do you have? Where are you at? I'm on First Connecticut Lake in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, which is, next stop is Canada. 2 more stops actually. We got first Connecticut Lake, second Connecticut Lake, and then third, and then fourth actually. Heading upstream basically. It's a chain of lakes. Yeah, I got sunglasses. It's just easier to. I've found that this isn't the best look to stare at people. So I try not to wear sunglasses, even though the hat's blaring at me. What outboard do I have? I have a brand new 50 horsepower Tohatsu. And yeah, 50 horsepower tiller. And I like it so far. I just hit the 100-hour break-in period, which was fun. I just did an oil change for that. Yeah, I like it so far. And the reason I got this was, hello from the Netherlands, how's it going? Was last year around this time, I was driving home from one of my first Laker trips of the year, and I got rear-ended, and my original Evinrude got snapped off the back of my my boat. And the boat dealer, who will name nameless, but he sells Tohatsu and Evinrudes here in New Hampshire. He said, "Oh yeah, it's junk, it's junk, it's junk. Don't even bother. Like we'll just give you a new motor because their insurance is paying for it." And the motor was fine. He had it listed on freaking Facebook within like 20 minutes. So he made a bunch of money off of me, which is kind of scummy, but he was what I was referred to, unfortunately. Pretty much every time I get a referral, it's junk. All right, so I got another Laker right behind me here. I have a black Zonker jig tied on, which this guy might come over and eat my normal jig. I don't know yet. It's being very slow. See, they don't want to chase the freaking lazy ass lake trout. Oh, you might want to hit it in the mud though. Oh, he spooked. No, he's coming back. Come on, no, come back. From San Diego, what kind of baits are you using? I am using baits from Bennett Fishing. It's my own bait company. For the most part, I'm using. So my trolling motor just switched my direction here. Hold on. I'm looking at what people think. Yeah, I'm not on Winnie. I am on First Connecticut Lake here in New Hampshire, in Pittsburgh. So I'm using like 2-inch to 3-inch swim baits for the most part. And right now I'm trying a new, I guess you would call it a prototype lure, one that I just tied up last night on the fly bench, because I was using a bait the other day on Champlain with a camera attached to it, and the freaking lake trout kept eating the camera, which is black. Yeah, no, I've definitely seen that. I try to stand up very quiet. Sometimes that's hard to do, but I have seen that where people like stand and jump. Yeah, the Tohatsu's been fine. So apparently Tohatsu makes Evinrude's smaller horsepower motors. But Tohatsu makes this one. So they steal all the info from Mercury of years of decades. Tohatsu's been around for a long time apparently too. Not sponsored. What's going on? We're out here jigging for Lakers. We might switch to trolling here in a little bit if the fish don't behave. And we are, I mean, there's not even a gust of wind down here. I either have a Laker next to me or a really big bait. It's just really big bait. Do you have ice jigs? Yes. Do you ever use hole suckers? How deep you fishing? So I am in 45 feet. I'm kind of on a flat, and I think I might film a video on how I kind of find this spot because I was guiding someone in this spot earlier. Actually, I found it yesterday. Guided someone here this morning, and then came back to it. It's kind of a feeding flat, if you want to call it that. I do have ice jigs. I have fished Sunapee for Lakers. Right now, I actually have on the other rod, I have one of my ice jigs on, actually. That's my ice jig. And the tungstens I'm actually sold out of because my supplier ran out. So they're supposed to get some back here actually this month. So I'm going to keep bugging them. Yeah, so I have fished Sunapee. If you go to my channel and look for like one of my first live scope Laker videos, I caught probably half a dozen there, and I went back twice after that. I couldn't find the damn things. I found a couple of smaller ones, but nothing to write home about, like small ones. See, I can't tell if that's a big Laker or not. It's right in my ghost tree. Oh yeah, it's a Laker, all right. It's 2 Lakers, and they're 35 feet that way. I do have some live bait with me, if I remember to bring it. Yeah, I do have live bait with me. What bait do you use? Thank you for the donation. I use mainly swim baits. That's my go-to. I will use small tubes. I will use small spoons. All the plastic baits I sell and make along with the jigs. I don't make them, but I sell them as a part of a kit. Sorry, ice jig. I mean Rapala ice wraps. I throw my own stuff exclusively, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, that's a huge part of my business and my income is selling baits. And 2, they really work. I mean, I spent probably 3 years struggling here in New Hampshire to try to catch Lakers and using the wrong stuff, because most of your lake trout content is from Canada, where the Lakers just are gigantic and they've never seen a jig before. So they just inhale everything. What pole am I using right now? This is a G Loomis GCX842 SJR. This is my heavier rod, and I just have this tied on because I have a heavier jig tied on. Ooh! Eat it. Come on, eat it in the mud. Oh, he's all over it. Come on. This is a heavier jig. Just pinned at the bottom and I missed it. My other rod is a Shimano X Pride, which is probably my favorite rod. This is becoming my new favorite. Biggest Laker is 40 inches at a Lake Superior, 40.5 inches, something like that. I don't know the weight. But a big one nonetheless. Fishing to great seeing and local content. Hey, you're welcome. What are you using running for batteries and charger on your Minn Kota? So I am using a Noco Genius charger, which I'm kind of a fan of, kind of not a fan of. That's a big freaking Laker. I was using the Minn Kota before and it couldn't do lithium, so I sold it. I'm using 2 100 amp hour Power Queen batteries off Amazon, and I have yet to kill them. I'm up here all week, and I don't plan on charging them. But it was windy the first day, and today it's been all glass, so it's been kind of nice actually. Where am I fishing? I am fishing also ice and fly are the same. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm on First Connecticut Lake in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. A very nondescript background because there's just nothing around here. There's no houses, no nothing. Sea bass. So I know what I've done for sea bass and stuff in like Buzzards Bay. I'm not really the right person to ask, but I'll answer it because I've done it before. Sea bass, like some sort of high-low rig, so two jigs, kind of a teaser on it. just bright colors. They act like a normal smallmouth bass or a largemouth. They just kind of destroy things, which is what they like to do. And then fluke and stuff. I can't remember the last time I went for one. It was probably with. Ooh, there's 2 Lakers right there. With some sort of jig with squid on it, or a weight, and then like a drop shot rig, basically. All right, there's 2 Lakers right there. I'm just gonna stop here and cast to them. One Laker, he looks fairly big. Fairly big. Let's drop it on his head. Oh, he's coming up to it. He's coming up. Come on. They are the slowest freaking fish in the world. Come on, man. All right, I know you're not going to eat it, so let me just jolt past you. Where am I? Oh, he's chasing it down to the mud. He's chasing it down to the mud. This guy here, caught any yet? I have not caught any yet. They've been... Oh, he's chasing it though. Come on. He's all over it. He's all over it. He just hit the line. Come on. Just gonna leave it in the mud. I'm drifting here, unfortunately. Oh, he's chasing it again. He's chasing. He's chasing. He's chasing. You freaking bugger. You bugger. It's probably a 20-inch Laker. And there's so much bait in this lake. Hit that thumbs up button on the bottom, people. Thank you. What am I using? Right now I'm using like a prototype, kind of a hair jig, if you want to call it that. There's a big Laker coming towards me here. I'm in 45 feet of water. I'm on First Connecticut Lake. I use the same braid and leader for everything. So I use 15-pound braid. Doesn't matter how big the Lakers I'm fishing for, whether it's 12-pounders on Champlain or whether it's, we caught one this morning that was like 8 inches. 15-pound braid. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to be consistent on how much pressure I can put on a fish, because that matters quite a bit. Because if you're switching lines all the time and you don't know how much pressure you can put on them, it's really easy to break off. And then I'm running a 12-pound Blue Label Cigar fluorocarbon for the leader material, and I run about 12-ish feet of that. Sometimes I'll run more. This lake is pretty tannin stained. Dropping down to another Laker right now. Fortunately, I got... Why are you guys so annoying today? Chase it to bottom. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I'm about to put live bait down. Yeah, a lot of people use 10 pound. It probably sinks a little bit better. It's just a mindset thing to me that I want my main line, even though I know braid doesn't break right at that pound, to have heavier braid than whenever I'm tying on. I got a Laker that's chasing me down here. Hold on. Dang, these fish are annoying. Here on the West Coast, here's some not exactly the same kind of baits, paddle tails. Love custom baits. Yeah, check out bennetfish.com. All right, I'm fishing for lake trout. I'm putting a live bait down. We got about maybe 15 minutes left of sunlight here. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop fishing. It's just gonna get dark. Last year when I was up here, I got my 4-year-old son on the lake trout. Saw it on live scope and got him on the little Paw Patrol rod. It was sweet. It was too funny. Both of us were like, what do we do now? I didn't know how old the line was. He told everybody at school that he caught a lake trout, which besides trolling, how many people know can do that, you know? I'm putting a slower rod on for, we don't have lakers here, but we have huge sturgeon. Sturgeon's on the bucket list for sure. I am not fishing for bass, I'm fishing for lake trout. And like I said, I might switch over to trolling here in a minute because they are being fin-key. But there is a lot of bait in this lake. A lot. And there you go. Hit him, Brackus Bass. Tying on a number 4. Octopus style hook. And then I gotta get a tackle box up front for some split shot. You know, I should have just done a drop shot style rig. Let's do that. Let's do a drop shot style rig. I haven't done one of those since my bass fishing days. But I think that'll be productive. Size 4 is not too small. Something that one of my fishing mentors taught me was, if I put that hook in your mouth, you'd follow me anywhere. I mean, watch the Wicked Tuna guys. They put really small hooks and they land those massive freaking tunas on them. It's just got to get stuck on a piece of meat that doesn't come off. We're out fishing. I was trying to get this freaking knot started. We've seen about 10 Lakers so far, giving me a hard time. And we're about to lose sunlight. If you guys watched my last live, where I was absolutely hammering them, this is not going to be one of those videos.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
All right, I'm back. I have is there a point where the Lakers don't like hooks because they're too big? Yeah, I try to. I mean, these Lakers are around the 20-inch mark. I try to scale my bait, jigs, whatever, accordingly. And the smelt in this lake are very small, so I try to downsize everything. It is very nice to come out here. There's a couple wake boats out here actually that are doing their thing all the time. I don't even know if they're wake boat. I think they're just having fun. Yes, I am in America. And we are tying on a drop shot rig for a lake trout. Ooh, we got a big laker coming up. See, I'm literally spooking them with the jig here. And I'm dead quiet. I'm not making anything. You fish it. So I don't fish at night for Lakers. And I've had this. So I have fished at night for Lakers. I was ice fishing and it just turned like legal time at New Year's. And so I have caught them in the dark. Not supposed to in New Hampshire where I am. It's kind of a silly law, but it's a law. But I have a theory that I can go to like Champlain and catch them at night. But most people told me that it's not worth my time. You got some shiners. We're gonna nose hook him and put his butt down there. Not sinking very fast at all, but that's okay. Want to catch one for you guys. Are you using jig scented with fish scent? Yeah, so I use a couple different things. I use Smelt Procure. Or I use alewife oil, which is basically just the same thing, but just alewife scented. PB Lakers 40.5 inches out of Lake Superior. I went with a guide last year. Kind of a live scope acquaintance actually. And my buddy caught like three 40 inches and I caught one. The wind was brutal a couple of days. Yeah, we have golden shiners here as well. And we don't have any walleye though. And PB Laker for New Hampshire is 28.5. Champlain is now 33 inches. This lake is probably 27 actually. I caught it last year when the camera wasn't, of course. All right, I see a couple Lakers 65 feet in front of me. We're gonna go. We're using live scope, by the way. Just caught a 21 pike at my camper. Nice, lipless crank. And I have my doggo in front of me who's shaking because he went swimming and now he's cold. sure I'll be cold on the ride back too. All right, where'd you go? He is now in this direction. Just yeah. What else? You ever fish Wachusett? I've not fished for Lakers in Massachusetts yet. I've kind of got some Sudo invites. I wouldn't go down there blind without, you know, knowing somebody or knowing where spots to even park and go. I did see the big lake trout. I got that sent to me about 1,500 times. Everybody's like, "Wow, that's a giant." It is a giant. I mean, for New England, that's a big fish. All right, this fish is about 20 feet in front of me. I'm gonna lead him with a little pitch cast. This is one of the most beautiful places in the world. You guys haven't really seen the sunset, but that's the sunset. It's beautiful up here. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. And we've got about, say, about 10 more minutes before the sun fully drips over the mountains over there. We're fishing basically close to Canada. There was no service up here about 5 years ago, and they just put in a cell phone tower, maybe about 6-7 years ago. A lot of people say it ruined the neighborhood. Oh no, I broke a rod. I think it was 2018. I had like 4 or 5 rods broken on me. Friends of mine, a friend of mine. No, this is an ice fishing reel that I acquired last year, or used quite a bit of last year. Is that a Laker or no? I do have, I think, a Mitchell reel. I don't use it anymore. I think I just threw part of it away. You know, sometimes the fish behave when I'm on live, and sometimes they don't. Today's one of those, they're not doing it. They actually haven't been behaving all weekend, or when I was up here in June. It's fishing, man. Yeah, I know. I like the catching part. This is obviously awesome. I'm staying in a cabin up here. I'm staying at Partridge Cabins. They have a private boat launch, which is obviously sweet. Private boat launch. Cabins are all heated, and oh, they're just awesome. I booked a client this morning, or I've actually booked a client last night, and then walked down to my boat this morning that was moored, tied to the dock, actually. Started the motor up, drove to the boat launch, picked him up, drove to the state launch. And there's one night of free ice cream if you guys stay up here. I see a Laker, and he's under a bunch of bait, right where he should be. Right where he should be. Oh, I normally ask, where you guys chatting from? I'm in New Hampshire, obviously. $25, 20 feet. Colorado. Been there, well, I don't know if I fished in Colorado. kind of drove through it. Stayed the night there camping one time. And someone was just asking me about using the drop shot for lake trout. Now, I've used it before, and if you have lakers that are really fired up, they'll eat the weight. Right on the northern Minnesota, all the way up, following you for tips on Sebago Lake. Yeah, Sebago Lake just kicked my butt. Mass, following you for tips. So I fished Sebago a couple of weeks ago, and only caught like 7. It was super slow. Summertime just seems to be really funky there. I haven't really got it figured out yet. The land of giant lake trout, Colorado. Yeah, I wish we had giants here in New Hampshire. Yeah, help for review. Alright, I'm happy here knowing we catch huge cod, pollock from shore. Nice. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it here. Copperman, you okay, buddy? My dog's shivering. I don't think I'm going to be out here that much longer. Hide. And the water is still, well, the water says it's 70 degrees now, but this morning it was 65. The bait is absolutely scattered everywhere. It's not deep, it's not shallow, it's just smelt is up high, minnows and shiners and suckers are still down low. Yeah, Sebago, I wouldn't say Sebago's slow, it's just I have not spent a lot of time there in the summer to figure out where they go. A lot of the bait slides off the shallow areas because they can't take the heat, and moves out to where I just haven't really fished. My poor little minnow's not doing too bad. Yeah, I'm sure I could bug some guys and learn about. I have not used blade baits for lake trout, mainly because of the double treble hooks. That being said, I just bought my first one from Bass Pro the other day. I've got a laker right below me here. There's like an isolated rock pile that I just pulled over. But I know Sebago, people love to use blade baits on Sebago. And they want to kill their fish anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. See, they're just spooking. I might have to troll, which I really don't want to. But any sort of noise-making baits, I have basically used a rattle trap, which is a lipless crankbait, before, just to lure them in, and then I do kind of a bait and switch with a swim bait usually. That seems to work. I just went looking for my phone. Do you play for keeps? If you're talking about like eating lake trout every once in a while, I'll eat a lake trout, or my doggo that's in the front of the boat here. Take one home for him. But some days I'll catch, you know, an eater first thing in the morning, and then the rest of the day I don't catch an eater, or like one that I would take home. See, now there's bait coming up to my bait. Oh no, that's a laker. Oh, come on, come on. It was a laker. Interesting. He just came and sniffed my live bait and then kind of veered off. But I got another one coming in right here, and I'm right next to a rock pile, so hopefully this fish just like sees it and tackles it. I should have brought a sweatshirt. It's cold. And I never really realized there's a stream right on my 12 o'clock here that I didn't know was over there. Could be another reason why there's so much bait in this area. This lake is right behind me here. Favorite artificial bait for Lakers. That right there. So that paddle tail is glow in the dark. And the head is also glow in the dark. So chartreuse head, which creates kind of a hot spot. And then some sort of glow white or glow, pure glow. Ooh. Two-inch bait to spook this fish. Hard-hitting Nubritsky, yes sir. My first apartment was in the ghetto because I was a poor college student. There was, in the first week I was there, 7 gang members got killed. Always lock your door, Nubritsky. Last boats out here, of course. I don't know what that translates to. They sure are picky. I'm gonna do a little micro move here. How long? I've had the live bait down there for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or so. But been jigging for the last little while here. Just put live bait on. My first actually really good day here was with live bait. I'm just using normal shiners. If I can catch one, I'll show it to you. Stop. Normal shiner. Normal shiner. So much bait in this lake. What is my target fish? Webcam. Blah, 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 blah. Target fish is lake trout. That is the species we're going for. And I've seen a bunch today, and they're just not really behaving. Yeah, so my main rod and reel combo is the Shimano Vanford 2500 with a Shimano X Pride. This is like I think the 7-foot medium. Yeah, 7-foot medium, which I like. So many freaking freaking lake trout on this lake. And then this is a Shimano or a G Loomis GCX. Since I'm guiding, I wanted to go with something with a little bit better warranty. That is a big freaking lake trout. Bad cast. Good thing I stopped. Ooh, 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 ooh. So I got live bait down, and I'm yes, there is landlocked salmon in here, and I've caught a couple here. Usually catch them in the river systems. More than anything. I do not speak French. No parlez-vous français? I think I had to learn that for one of my clients. They're French Canadian though. I am fishing in New Hampshire, United States. And every time I see a lake trout, he pieces out. It's mildly annoying. But I'm gonna fish for probably 8 more minutes here, and then we're gonna run out of like film and light. And then I gotta get back to the cabin that I'm staying at. I'm staying at Partridge Cabins up in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. That being said, I'm probably just gonna put this rod away because the fishing be slow. There's only so much time in the day, folks, you know? If you want to invest in something to make your life less effing irritating, buy one of these like neoprene, not the mesh ones, neoprene rod socks. They slide on really nice. They don't get stuff tangled. It's not really like it's to protect the nice rods. I just got a trailer, and the lake here is deep. What lake are you on? About 50 meters, so it depends on what bait is in the lake. So the bait determines where these lake trout are going to be. But I would try to focus on humps, so underwater mountains first. Those are my favorite. If you're running 2D sonar, or if it's a smelt-based lake like this one, Candos Lake in Ontario. Yeah, I don't know where that is. I have to look it up on Navionics. So look for structure that's underwater humps, extended points. So right now I'm actually fishing between 2 points. Fishing actually next to a point on a flat. Flats I really like. They're really easy to shoot 2D sonars on. Oh, I got a lake trout near me. Which is good. Or not. Any tips for lake trout? without fish finders. Yes, I have a video coming out on how to jig blind, probably Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So wait for that if you can. If you're fishing this weekend, what I would say is take a big spoon, find a really good spot like the bottom of a ledge or a nice flat or the top of a hump that you can find on Navionics on your phone. Stop right on top of that and just let that spoon hit bottom and just keep whacking at it and then raise it to the surface. What would the thermocline be? What depth should I focus on? So right now in like Lake Champlain, which is a big clear lake, the thermocline is probably around 40 or so feet. So I would focus on, but you're up in Canada. It's probably around where I am now in that 20 foot down. So I wouldn't focus on anything shallower than 20 or 30 feet. And I would go down to maybe 130, which is 130 is like where I feel comfortable. Like it just takes a decent amount of time for your jig to get down there, kind of thing, with the 1 ounce. You can obviously use more than that. I gotta fish 70 feet away. We're staying on for 4 more minutes and I gotta go. And right now I'm fishing, I mean, I've seen fish all day in warm water, like above the thermocline. They don't really care. Depends where the food is. They care a little bit. They care enough to go up into it and eat. And the only reason they're up there is they want to eat. They don't just gotta mull around and they come back. I don't have spot lock and only 200 feet of boat. So what you can do is called back trolling. So if you go to my channel and search like forgotten technique or something like that, I think I called it, or how to jig without spot lock. There's a video on how to basically back up onto fish with your gas motor, whether it's a tiller or whether it's a side console or a center console. There's you know, you can do it with any boat. Bigger boats are more of a pain in the ass than small boats. This one's really easy to do it with. My dog's getting grouchy. I'm not seeing any Lakers here. So I'm gonna put this rod away too. I've been trying to be better about keeping my my boat clean, like while I'm messing with stuff. I have a Lowrance hook too. Yeah, that's fine. If you can see bottom with it and you can see your jig go down, you can jig lake trout. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
This whole freaking time, no Lakers have come in. You're very welcome. Do you sell lures on Amazon? I don't. Amazon takes a substantial cut, or can take a substantial cut depending on what level you are at, I think. Yeah, share the channel with friends. That's appreciative. If you want to be guided, visit benefish.com or send me a DM over Instagram or Facebook. My handles are all the same, Benefish or Bennett_fish. Fishing. And yeah, took a client out this morning. Done quite a few clients this year already, which is kind of nice. I do ship to Canada. It's fairly expensive, but I can't control that, unfortunately. I wish I had somebody to like import stuff to and then ship it. And obviously there's an exchange rate, but I do ship to Canada. I've done, what did I just ship to recently? I think I shipped something to the Yukon recently. And I've shipped quite a few things to Quebec, which is not far from me. All right, there's one more fish in front of me. I'm gonna drop on, and I'm going home. There's two more fish in front of me. Yeah, I would love to come to Ontario and guide you, but I'm sure there's some rule I'd be breaking. I can't even guide out of my own state. Actually, I can guide in Vermont. I can guide in Massachusetts. I think I have to get some piece of paperwork saying that I can do that. Yeah, I'd love to guide in other states. That'd be cool. And both of those fish just pieced out. No, one's coming this way, kinda. Yeah, we got the last little bit of the golden hour here, which is awesome for taking pictures. Not so much for filming. Not so much for this type of filming, like cool cinematic stuff, yes. Yes, that is the exact thing that's in the Winnie kit. Yep. It's actually a jig right out of it. Now the Winnie kit used to have a tungsten jig in it. That's the one I'm actually out of stock of. So I've stopped selling it until probably later this month, hopefully. But it's got 40 plastics in there, which I'm slowly having redesigned to have basically my stance on a bait. He's gonna live. Probably not actually, but he's going back in anyways. But yeah, the Winnie kit's everything you need to fish New Hampshire waters. I've caught all the way up to 28 and a half inch Lakers on it in New Hampshire. My friends caught a 30-inch Laker on those little tungsten jigs. I'm sure if I brought it to Champlain, I could catch a bunch of big ones. Yeah, the Winnie kit, it's where it's at. And I'm gonna eventually name it the small bait kit or the smelt kit to get people so it's not so regional. Because there's smelts in a lot of lakes. Almost all of our lakes have smelts here in New Hampshire, except for one. Start in Ontario. So, how big are your lake trout in inches? That's the thing. So if they're in that 30-inch mark, I would suggest the big bait kit. Or if you want to go in the middle of the pack, I would suggest my 3.5-inch wing tubes with the jigs and the 3/8 ounce jig with the 3-inch swim bait. So that's like the medium-sized baits. I'm sure everybody's got bigger Lakers except for New Hampshire. We just have a small stock of Lakers. It's just our forage is small. Our lakes are not the best managed, if you want to call it that. But I gotta go. I'm 5 minutes past what I wanted to be. And my poor little doggo in the front here. Let me show you the doggo. Copper, man. Copper, Copper. He's a good boy. He's very grumpy right now. He's grumpy and cold. All right, guys. Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, however you want to message me, or Bendit Fishing, BIZ @gmail.com. You can reach out to me via email. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.